Hey everybody, Scott here, the Poor Prepper. I'm going to do a quick coronavirus update. This is not about the virus itself. This is about the problem we have with the money being spent by our government. Now, government's huge. I'm just going to talk about two institutions. The National Institute of Health and the CDC. Now, the CDC is annoying me. Why? I had to print these out. I had to highlight some stuff. I could not believe it. There's no way I can remember all this stuff. The NIH, National Institute of Health, and the Centers for Disease Control, the two awarded 64,000 research grants annually. And this is back from 2014, 2015, so this is probably up to maybe 75,000, 80,000 grants. Who knows? And just a few of these here. This is not all of them. This is just a few of the real ugly bad ones. Telling taxpayers how to eat. 15 billion. Let's ignore that one. Let's just go past that one. Even schools tell us how to eat. They call it the food pyramid. And then that's when it was like this when I was a kid. Now it's like this. You know, by the time it's all inverted now, so by the time I die, it's probably going to go inverted sideways or something like that because they keep changing how things are supposed to be done, which means they don't know what they're talking about in the first place. Grant money to China, $90 million in just 1 year. Why are we sending China $90 million? They own about $1.5 trillion of our treasury notes. They are swimming in money. Why are we sending them money? Let's see. Chinese researchers, this included $2 million to develop a vaccine for a parasite that's only in China, that's common to China. Why? $90 million? Give me 10% of that, I could live like a king the rest of my life. Duplicate agricultural programs, $22 million. They have a program on their agricultural, forestry, and fishing that is identical to the Department of Agriculture's program. They do the same thing, so we're spending money on the same thing twice. And that was $181,966 just for developing a smartphone app. Now, call me stupid, but I'm willing to bet they could have found somebody to do it for free and just go, dude, charge a buck for everybody who wants to download it. That's how you'll make your money. So $22 million, including the $181,000 for a damn cell phone app. Sorry for cussing. This is just outrageous. Promoting HPV vaccine for young girls, $500,000. It was a study on how to boost the number of young girls getting the human papilloma virus vaccination in LA County. That sounds like something that LA County should have been doing, not the federal government. And if it really matters, maybe they should just have a teacher, the nurse in school, do every homeroom once a day, do a different homeroom, go, ladies, you want to get this vaccine, this is why. Wow, we could save a fortune that way. I bet we could save $500,000 doing that. Now, $3.2 million to get monkeys drunk and see how they react to getting drunk. Really? They could have just looked at me. I would have been more than happy to drink a case of beer, half a case, whatever, and they could have just looked at me and did their study. In fact, they could have just paid for my beer and I would have drank it, and then they could have done their study. It would have saved them, $3.2 million. Bizarre sex studies, $1.5 million. How's this one? Mood arousal and sexual risk-taking. Another one, study on sexual habits of older men. How's this? Study on San Francisco's Asian prostitute masseuses. And the list can go on. $1.5 million. You know what? They could have paid me 10% of that, and I could have wrote up something just as useless as these studies created. Funds for homosexual activists in public schools, $1.4 million. I'm sorry, schools should not have any activists at all. Schools should be doing one thing, and that's teaching, educating kids. Now, if they want to say, well, we need to have make sure that everything's, everybody gets accepted, fine. Have the principal or somebody explain one homeroom a day why people should just be accepting of other people. Or, as they say, treat other people like you want them to treat you. Wow, where did I get that one? Centers for Gun Disease Prevention, $2.6 million. I didn't know you could get a disease from a gun. Wow. And by the way, it's a firearm, not a gun. National Institutes of Gun Control, $5 million. Back to gun. It's not a gun, it's a firearm. Why are we spending money on this? $5 mil? Okay. Cocaine enhances Japanese quail's sex drive. $181,000. What? I bet whoever did that just bought themselves a Porsche and laughed at us. Empowering women to choose contraception in jail. Now, call me stupid, but I thought people were supposed to basically be celibate in jail. It's not a place to go hook up. Bogus AIDS experiments, 4.9 mil. Sex workers spreading STDs, $675,000. They could have just come to me and I would have said, you know what? Prostitutes have a problem with STDs. It spreads. Wow. Next one, examining barriers to correct condom use, $423,000. Ladies and gentlemen, using a condom is not rocket science, but these idiots obviously think it is. That's just a small sampling of the stupid programs that our CDC is wasting money on. Just those alone came up to, and that's just over 1 year, and these numbers are back from 2014, 2015, so I'm sure it's exploded to much worse numbers by now. Those few programs, $145,574,669. What could we do with that money? Now, Peter Wentz left a message. Hey, we don't have enough N95 masks. That's November 95 masks. Why? Because the CDC is wasting money. Peter, you are so correct. It took me about a minute and a half to find those pages and print them on the internet. So I went to Amazon.com. With $145 million, the N95 mask, it comes in a box of 10, it's $89. We could get 1,635,670 boxes. And that's just 1 year. Just imagine if they would have got that every year, we would have been swimming in masks. Every person in America that could have had 10. And over 1 year, that's 16 million, just over 16 million masks they could have bought. That's the N95, the expensive one. Let's look at a different type of mask. The disposable face masks, the little, almost like papery ones. It comes in they're disposable. They come in a pack of 25. On Amazon, they're $56.25. For the $145 million that the CDC wasted, you could have bought, now these are packs of 25, okay? 2,587,994. That's almost 65 million masks. How about this? Nitrile gloves. You know the gloves doctors put on? A box of 1,000 large ones are $118.43. We could have bought 1,229,204 boxes. And that would have been 1,229,000,000 gloves. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an example of how our government is wasting our tax dollars, and we the people most of the time we don't even know it. This is an example. If they would have used that money, instead of wasting it on these studies, if they would have just put that money into masks, gloves, scrubs, we could have had every last bit of medicine we could possibly want. What about, oh my God, taking some of that money and paying some company, hey, you come up with a cure for coronavirus in the next month, we'll give you $1 billion. They could have done that. And I guarantee some company would have come up with a cure real fast. Ladies and gentlemen, if you got any questions, please leave a comment on my site, or you can go to poorprepper13 gmail.com. You guys have a good night and try not to get as angry as I have.